Channel. Today I have an interesting little video idea for you all, where I have created a little tier list here, and I've got every single clone drone enemy here. Now, I've made a few videos in Clone Drone of the Danger Zone, and I have well over 1,000 hours in this game, so I feel that I am relatively well qualified for this. And I'm going to be ranking these based on how strong they are in game, mostly endless, but for some of these that don't appear, I'll include Twitch mode. So this will be ranked from L, ultra weak, over to certified run killers, where they are well known for just completely ending runs, even in insane difficulty. So to get this started, I'm going to put both Bow 1 and Bow 2 here in the L tier. I mean, they're just so incredibly weak. Oftentimes they just won't move at all. They have relatively slow fire rates, and their arrows are normal and pretty small, so they're easy to dodge, and even if they do hit you because you weren't paying attention, it's unlikely to do substantial damage. Like, it takes a really unlucky shot to get killed by one of these guys. Both 3 I'm putting in fair fight here, because they have that sword if you get close, they're moving, they have solid AI, they have deflect, so you can't just shoot them from too close up. And if you're farther away, they're hard to hit, so I'd say it's an overall solidly strong enemy, especially for the middle tiers, but nothing crazy. Bow 4 I'm going to put on par with Bow 3, which might sound weird, but 2 things here. First, they sometimes stand still, Bow 3 will always be moving. Secondly, their arrows are actually smaller than that of the Bow 3. Their rate of fire is, I think, equal, and their AI isn't much different, so that's why I'm going to put them at the same tier. Bow 5 can go in the hell nah tier, because when I see these guys, I go, hell nah, I'd rather not, thank you very much, go away please. They're annoying, they're usually the last enemy you're going to kill because they just keep running away, and if anyone's going to put an arrow in your back without you realizing it, it's these guys. Business Sword, I'll put in the Bro So Weak tier. It's basically just a sword 2, which actually, let me just grab that and put them here as well. And I'll grab the sword 1 and put them in the L tier. They're just generally weak. Actually, you know what? No, I'm knocking these guys down even further. They're just genuinely trash. Like, I know they can be an annoyance for some players, but if that's the case, bro, you need to practice, because these are some of the easiest enemies in the entire game. They have basic AI, basically no abilities. It's ridiculous. And for those of you saying, but the sword 2 can knock your sword to the side, literally do anything other than a frontal attack. I'm going to put the Buster's Hammer at the Bend 'em Over tier. Actually, no, fair fight tier. If you're using a sword, he's kind of scary. Anything else is not really a problem. Jetpack business, I'm going to put in the Watch It tier. Fast and scary, but he doesn't actually have a deflect on him, so you can just shoot him. Also, his AI is good, but not the greatest. I'd actually say the Jetpack 2's is slightly better. So he's going to go here in the Watch It tier. Emperor 1, I'm putting in also Watch It tier. Yes, he has long range with his melee, but he has a blind spot right next to him, and he has no defense. Also, his attacks are quite slow. Emperor 2, I think I'll put in the certified run killer. It is the final boss of the game, and that knockback plus laser combo is quite scary, especially if you don't have get up. So I'm going to but however, it isn't an endless or Twitch mode, so I'm just going to base it off the one fight in chapter 5, which I did on insane difficulty. I have a video on that. But yeah, he's made to be the most powerful bot, and he's pretty damn close to that. Flame Raptor, Bend 'em Over tier. Like, just for those who struggle with this enemy, hit the back of the head and they'll just kind of fall apart immediately. For everyone else though, you realize that they're intimidating. Yes. They can knock you over. Yes. But they're surprisingly fragile. For the analysis bots, I'm actually going to separate these guys surprisingly. I'm putting Finalis bought 1 in the fair fight tier, 2 in the Bend 'em Over tier, 3 in the Hell Nah tier, and 4 also in the Fair Fight tier. 1 and 4 both have somewhat powerful offensive capabilities with grenades and a large sword respectively, which has a deflect. This guy, not really powerful in any way. Honestly, the arrows don't really do much. This guy though, Leonidas 3, the infantry bot. Well, early on he's not going to seem too bad, so I could see you arguing him to like watch it or fair fight. But the reason I put him up here is because if you reach Uranium or Insanium tier, he's summoning other fleet analysis bots. He's summoning Mark 5 bots. He's summoning all kinds of scary things. And especially if there's more than one, it's so scary. Fleet Captain, I'm going to put in the Watch It tier, same with the Overseer. To me, they're more or less identical. A little trick, if you grab a hammer and you hit the base of their body, even with armor on, they'll instantly die. Kind of a tough shot to make though. So the hammer guys, hammer 1, bro, so weak. Same with hammer, and I put hammer 2 in the Bend 'em Over. The reason hammer 1 goes over sword 1, despite being a bigger target, is that the hammer is always dangerous, no matter how strong you are. Like, that hammer can one-shot you if you're not careful at any tier of the game. Hammer 2 might be surprisingly below the business hammer. That's because the business hammer is thinner and a harder target to hit with a bow, which is their main counter. And I think the business hammer has a slightly better AI. Hammer 3 will go in the Watch It tier, because they have more range. If you have a sword, this guy is a problem. But if you're using a bow or anything else, he's perfectly fine. Hammer 5, Certified Run Killer. The amount of times that this guy has killed me is a little absurd. And his dash, combined with his surprising accuracy, it is terrifying to see like 5 of these guys barreling to you at once. Armor bots, I'm going to put in the bro so weak tier. They're basically one-shottable with anything. And they can't really attack you. The only annoying part to them is them armoring up other bots, which takes a little while. But if you leave them, they can be annoying, so I'm going to put them here instead of the L tier. Jetpack 1, I'm putting in Bend 'em Over. Jetpack 2, I'll put in the Watch It. Jetpack 1 isn't particularly strong, and it can't turn or do anything really while jetpacking. Jetpack 2 though can do a side attack while jetpacking. I think it can turn, and is generally much more aware and much faster. Using a hammer or a bow, it's not uncommon for him to just walk up to you and slice you in the face without you realizing. I'd actually recommend sword on sword for him. Bow might work. I don't think he has deflect, but he's so quick that I'd really not recommend it. Jetpack Archer, when they put in the bro so weak tier, it's basically a bow 2 that can move faster, and that's it. Jetpack Hammer will go in the Watch It tier. A hammer 2, but with fire and jetpack, and it can swing while jetpacking, which is kind of scary. And it has surprisingly good AI, so I'm putting it here. Jetpack Spear 1, Bend 'em Over. I'll leave Jetpack Spear 2 separately. This guy is just generally not very strong, so I'm just gonna leave him here. Jetpack Spear 2, I'm gonna put in the Hell Nah tier, because these guys love to stab you in the back in a very literal manner. Their first introduction is literally them jumping down on top of you if you're in insane difficulty. So I'd be very cautious whenever these guys are involved. And when they have armor, they're surprisingly tough to deal with, combining that with their shield and their ability to just run away. Kickbots, probably Bend 'em Over tier. If you're only using a sword or a spear, they're kind of annoying. A hammer or a bow, and they're super easy. Flame breath, they're super easy. You can always kick them down yourself. And they can't kill you by themselves, is the problem. And they don't kick you far enough to launch you into many hazards. So it's going to rely on other enemies to kill. Kickbot 2, however, definitely kicks you far enough to land into traps and stuff, so I'm putting it in the Hell Nods here. For anyone who's played more than 1 hour, you know why I'm putting him up here. Laser Raptor, certified run killer. This thing just loves to snipe you when you've been knocked down, probably by one of these guys or one of these two. And it's basically an instant kill attack even with armor on, and they have the same tail smack as the Flame Raptor. And here's the best part, they can do both their attacks at the same time, unlike Flame Raptor, which is oh so scary to see a 360 no-scope from a Laser Raptor. Zombie 1. Bro's so weak. Actually, Bro's so weak. He does nothing until he does something, but when he does something, it's usually cutting your head off, so I'm going to put him here instead of L. Zombie 2 is going to join him for more or less the same reason, nothing until he's something. Zombie 3 with his dash and being surprisingly durable will go in Fair Fight. Zombie 4 will go in the Watch It tier, because those Fire Claws can do surprising damage with just a glance. Zombie Archer can't hit just at all, ever, putting him in the Bro So Weak. Zombie Captain is the most disappointing bot on this list for me. I'm actually going to put him here. I fought 20 of these guys with nothing but a sword and I came out fine. Like, dude. Why? You're more likely to get killed walking around than just standing still. Just touch him. That's all you have to do. Why? I'm gonna be honest, Double Rogue, if you're listening, either give this guy the ability to shoot large arrows out of his mouth, like combined with the Zombie Archer, or give him the ability to spit out grenades from his mouth. He needs something, some sort of ranged attack, because currently you can just sit back and shoot him repeatedly and he just kind of keels over dead. Zombie Jetpack, bend him over tier. Kind of the same as a regular Jetpack, is not any more dangerous really, it's just a switch out of weapon. Zombie Raptor, I'll put same as the regular Raptor, and it's more or less the same, switches out the Flame Breath for that kind of chopping jaw, which I don't think is much more dangerous. It loses range, but it means you have to approach it from the side, so take it as you will. Spyrotrons, I'll do 5,000 first. 5,000 I think is a fair fight. You have to focus it down to properly kill it, because you do have to jump up to it. But it's not really dangerous enough to warrant targeting until later in a level, once you've cleared most of the big targets. 6,000 is a lot more dangerous. I'll put him in the Watch It tier. I'd probably just shoot him first thing, just so he's not an annoyance. 7,000 is in the Hell Nah tier. That machine gun can one-tap you if it gets a chance, so I'd be incredibly careful, but it's so rare. It's one encounter in the end of story mode, so I really can't put it much higher than Hell Nah, because when it does appear it's scary, but it only appears once. I don't know why Sword 3, 4, 5 are hit. Oh yeah. So Sword 3, I'm going to pair with Bow 3, which might seem weird because it's missing a weapon basically, but the thing is, while the Bow 3 has bow out, it can be shot, Sword 3 cannot. Sword 4 I'm putting in the Watch It tier. It has surprisingly good AI compared to the other Mark 4s. Like, compared to the Bow 4, this thing has some scary AI on it. Sword 5 can go in the Certified Run Killer. This thing has gotten me an annoying number of times. Mind Space Sword, Watch It tier, Jetpack plus Kick, plus that is actually a Fire Sword surprisingly, is a very scary combo. This thing is basically a Hammer 2, so I'm going to put, actually it's a weaker Hammer 2 because it gets one tapped basically. So Bro So Weak tier, L tier, like this is just a Spear 1 but worse. Speaking of which, Spear 1, join him. The Spear trades out range for total damaging potential. And I think the Sword 1 and Spear 1 and Mind Space Spear really suffer as a result, because they can't do a whole lot. Spear 2 is the same thing but more durable with a shield, so I'm going to put in the burst of weak tier. Spear 3 goes into fair fight because that shield bash is surprisingly scary at times, especially in like the gold to diamond tiers where you may not have get up yet. If you do have get up, he's not a problem. If you don't, he's a big problem. Spear 4, I'm going to put in the watch it tier. Yeah, I'll put in the watch it tier. Because, actually, no, I'm going to put in the all hell nah tier. Because of that one fire island level, which they had to nerf because it was just too scary. Just imagine 6 of these guys with armor on a tiny island surrounded by lava. Yeah, that exists. Oh my god, like just one hit and you're done for. And if they don't knock you into lava, they'll just stab you with flaming spears. So yeah, that's fun. So they in themselves don't really deserve here. Maybe they'll watch it here, but it's the levels they're put into that bring them up this high. So there you have it. Every clone drone enemy, a tier list based on the opinion of yours truly. If you disagree with me, point it out in the comments. If you think I've said something stupid, point it out in the comments. I don't mind. If I've missed an enemy, perhaps, maybe I did. This is like 50 guys. There might be more that I missed. I had to put these guys in manually, okay? But if I missed something, put it in the comments and I might reply. If you have a video idea you'd want me to do, put it in the comments. Like the video, subscribe, you know the drill. You've probably heard it 1,002 times. This is Necro signing off.